Okay, it's starting. Hello, everyone. Welcome to, well, not quite the Halloween stream.
No, no,
Because,
no, James. You can't just say it that way. You have to go, I bid you welcome.
you're right, I'm not a great vampire.
Blah. Anyway, I'm married a rabbit.
I'm James.
People think vampire bunnies have to drink carrot juice to survive, but no, we just drink your blood.
Yeah.
Okay. Uh...
Vampires? We won't be. There aren't any werewolves in this one, unfortunately, but plenty of vamps. And ghosts.
Ravenloft. Strahd. Yeah. This is one of the second edition AD&D games that I didn't play. So I'm not exactly going to have much to say about my own childhood memories of it. Now, if we were playing Eye of the Beholder, I'd have far too much to say, and then you just end up muting me.
Nah,
Rightfully so.
Remember the Bunnicula books, says Andrew the Z.
Yeah, I actually don't.
Anyway, we should show the introduction. Fair warning, the sound balancing of this game is shit.
Having recently returned from patrol, the comrades of Lord Belt walk the corridors of High Hall, approaching the quarters of Elturel's sovereign lord. Word of the unforgivable is in the land. Forces without virtue, it is whispered. Forces both powerful and corrupt, plot against cruelty and death. In a rush of explosive magic, the door of the Belt's hall is torn asunder. It is too late. With each stride toward the door held in icy wind as they shoot with failure. Amid the debris lie Delt and the mage Baranta Chansey, still alive, yet both mauled by the ferocity of the attack.
Thank the gods you're here with us. By Helm, if only a moment sooner. The assassin who sought our lives has failed, but in his hand lies the holy symbol of Helm, the amulet torn from me as we fought. The cutthroat moves quickly toward the forest beyond the castle. Stop him and retrieve the amulet. Go now!
A vow to Helm is sworn in Delt's presence, and the quest begins. Never shall the Lord of Elturel see his comrades again, until the amulet is safely in their hands. At the gate, an order to raise the portcullis is given. It ascends all too slowly for those whose blood seethes with anger over the assault of Delt.
Oh, it just ends there. Okay.
Welcome back to the start of the game.
Well, time to create our characters.
The cards will tell.
Foresee this character. Yeah, it will be lady.
Select text, and you're just mashing the yes please button, and it's like, stop that.
Half elf. Fighter.
The fighter.
Mage. And it's just, this does not have any effect as far as I can tell. Which face for I mage? Other arrow says, I love Persona. God, the eyes on this one!
Yeah. I can't believe we're secretly playing a Persona game.
I can't either.
It's Strahd's possession, brackets, by the Dark Lord Lucifer. For shame, maxing out all your stats. You can just do this. Like, in these games, you can just do this. They didn't stop you.
Yeah, of course. I rolled max on everything.
Yeah. Like, this was just a thing you could do, and there was no drawback to doing this.
Yep.
Like, yeah, there's such a thing as an honest rolls character, who you just be using, like, whatever you rolled, or point by, but, you know, review face.
Oh,
No, you're going with that one. And now you're having to cheat all over again. And because you're a fighter, you need to get those percentile dice.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the gold box games are like this. Eye of the Beholder was like this.
It wasn't until Baldur's Gate 1 that they basically decided not to do this.
Yeah, Baldur's Gate, so what they did there is you roll for your stats, you can choose to keep them, but like you can keep re-rolling them. And so you could just do that forever until you got maximum stats. And like at that point, if you're
What name?
Are we gonna name this character something silly, or is it going to be you?
Something silly.
Yeah.
Look at that expression.
Uh-huh. Yeah. But for some reason, you could just... Oh, okay. Lady looking.
Oh, that's the max amount of characters.
Yeah. You can't fit any more in that card unless you turn it Lady Looker. Why does that seem... Like, that just sounds really unseemly for some reason. I don't know why. Nope. All girls, I guess.
Fighter. Cleric.
So I guess in these games, the multi-classes are better, I don't know. I've never actually played this one. Yep.
Nope. Not that. Oh.
Delete her. You erased her from history. You can't choose that same portrait again. That person doesn't exist.
Also, you cannot dual class.
Yeah. Yeah, dual classing was just hot and cold running nonsense to begin with, so I get why they didn't have that in this game.
Yeah. This game...
It's kind of a club, even in the pen and paper role, you know?
Yeah. You could make it good, but you pretty much had to plan it out in advance.
Yeah. it was kind of just made up on the spot for an adventure where it's like, oh yeah, your maid has her spellbook taken away. It's well, I don't have a character now. It's like, well, actually, you can become a fighter at level 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Name?
But it really doesn't surprise me that a lot of the earlier D&D games just didn't have dual classing in them. Well, the video games. Because it's stupid. It's a bad system.
Smaller.
Uh-huh.
Close on him. I feel in my bones he's going headlong south, fleeing like a fox from flood. We'll take him soon if we stay on his heels. South then, for Lord Delft and for justice.
Uh-huh.
And this is...
Protection. +1 armor class. Racer's protection. Then we're at armor class 0. Which is not... Like, armor class 0 is entirely in the middle when it comes to armor classes. Early edition D&D.
Yeah. You can see stats here.
Yeah, this is back in the days of FACO.
Yep.
2-hit armor class 0.
We can memorize our spells, and we didn't memorize any before this.
Well, yeah, you're in kind of a hurry to get here, you know?
Or will be very
That's
needed.
an answer's Gort.
God.
I know it's Gorter. It's the black fire at someone spell.
Invisibility to undead. We will need
Yeah.
that.
See, in a lot of the D&D video games, that would be next to worthless. In Ravenloft, I'm assuming that's really good.
Oh yeah. Oh, hold person. Oh, slow person?
Yeah. Like, invisibility to undead next to worthless if it was in the, like, most of the Eye of the Beholder games.
Oh, negative plane protection. Need that.
Yeah, that protects against level drain.
Although,
And nothing else.
yep. And there's no restore spell in this game.
Yep, you lose those levels, they're gone for good.
Yep.
Ugh.
Yeah, why not? And there's the guy.
There's the guy. We found the guy.
Such foul artifacts. That I could summon Oblivion itself to devour them. But no, not these. We're obligated to carry them along. Believe it. She's Naruto.
Naruto. You could have called her Naruto if you knew this was gonna happen.
My consent tells me this. They embrace secrets into the plot against Delt. They hold the truth of it in their vulgar auras. Take them along for now and let the priest of Helm deal with their evil in the proper time. This other is Delt's amulet. Gather it as well. Where'd the fucking knife I had go?
The throwing knife? I don't know. Withered heart, mortal ardor.
Oh, and
Stack.
yeah. Finger of commanding?
Oh, this... An artifact that looks like a finger, I'm assuming, and not the guy's finger that you just cut off.
Oh, and to read, you have to put it in your hand and... I am beset by madness, perhaps insane. I committed these words to paper that others might better judge my fate. Born to this land, my life's yearning focused on but one event, to escape Ravenloft. This I accomplished. How I managed it, what secrets I acquired, and what I stole from the undead lich is unimportant. Know this. In delving into arcane lore and ancient manuscripts, I came upon knowledge of one article which might destroy Strahd. Further, in land beyond Ravenloft, I may have found it. Through deceitful and torturous sources, many of which I only half believe, I've come to the conclusion that a charm worn by Lord Delt of Elturel is the holy symbol of Ravenkind. What is my madness? That after escaping Ravenloft, my heart tells me I must steal your Delt's amulet, even if it means the death of the good Lord. And with a charm I only half believe might be Strahd's doom, I must return to Ravenloft. Only I, it seems, might free my people from their eternal fate. Huh. Seems like he wanted to do something good. But, oh well, let's just... Oh. Guess you're voicing this.
By helm, we're losing the light. Look there, a fog rolls in as though it would devour us. Ah, the mist creeps on as if to foretell our doom. Well, this sucks. Do you sense it? Look about! This is not where we stood a moment ago. It seems most unnatural. Lord Delt's amulet and those foul objects we found on the assassin are gone! Gone! They've vanished! Don't you see? They've been stolen from us! Of course you give me the crazy-eyed weirdo.
I have some experience in these things, you know. Abandoned huts are not always as they seem. Over there, for instance, where the floor looks a bit askew, there's a badly concealed door to the chamber beneath us. There must be a way to open it.
Zounds! A skeleton!
And thankfully those works are stuck on the doorway. Skeleton's parchment? Okay. Strahd von Sarovich, Master of Barovia. If the heart is of this dark land, it has a name. It is Strahd, my lord and my destroyer. As I die, let me write what I can never freely say, that the very air about us bears the stench of Strahd's foul will. Let it be my epitaph, that if I had the strength of my youth, no assassin of the Baal's facade would be more willingly devote himself to Strahd's destruction. With my last breath, I curse his name! Well, that sucks. Cure serious wounds. Oh, there's the warg. Oh dear. A stone? Eh. Oh! That opens the... Okay. Oh, that's fine. Composite bows. Potions. Ah, there it is. Potion of healing. Put it in the container. Quiver. Arrow of Slay Undead.
Oh god, I just realized this is gonna be one of those games where you have to carefully pick up every arrow you shoot, isn't it?
Yep.
Ah.
Oh. Ray's dead. Not sure if I'm gonna use those spells. The Ray's dead spell, at least. I'm chainmail.
Chainmail, what
Ooh,
you need
and
is
dagger.
chainmail. It will keep you safe in battle. It will keep you safe for sure.
Let us rest so we can get spells. Proved identify. And the chainmail is just chainmail. But the dagger is a +2.
Now I'm trying to look up the lyrics to this song that I remember hearing like once as a kid, and I'm like, oh yeah, this is probably from something. I have no idea where that chainmail song was from.
No, that's load. That's
Yeah.
save.
Yeah, they didn't even render a roof for this place. Although to be fair, it's kind of a ruin.
Yeah.
Ah, look at that pop in. Warg.
Yeah, that was me casting the spell.
Yep.
Oh. Old person. Oh, that didn't work.
A goblin with a Y? Oh my god. The sound design in this game.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah. If it gets really irritating, it might be it.
Oops, I clicked on the wrong thing. Nope. Oh, there's another one.
Yeah, turning down the volume in this game is I don't like. So I'm not constantly irritated by that.
God, what is this battle music? Seriously, guy.
Some guy.
Fellow, you've done well to keep your head on your shoulders in this company. Who might you be?
Don't you recognize a proud merchant when you see one? Well, I'll admit
Oh,
to
he's
being a
voiced.
first and a merchant second. I was doing some trading when they caught me on the road. Though I think the goblins ate my goods and may have been about to do the same to me. Well, don't stand there gawking. Cut me loose.
Just your adventure. Can you aid us?
By the gods, I do thank you. But as I said, these beasts have all I had, including some of Barovia's finest brandy wine in their bellies. All I can offer is my help, at least until some profit comes my way. But till then, my hands and heart are yours.
Offer his aid as well, but forget the profit. I have a feeling in this dark place a man with your talents will be useful.
I'll join you, and know that I'll not let us fall prey to goblins. I've learned their tricks. By the looks of you, you're not from Barovia. No, not even Cartacus. No matter. For me, it seems strangers are a good omen.
Yeah, he's a character.
He looks trustworthy. Completely naked man.
Well, that's how you know he's a badass.
Falcon. On. Oh yeah, you start at level 5 in this. Man, he is like... He's a Ken doll.
Okay, two-handed sword.
Yeah, give him that Zweihander. Give him some clothes, you know?
Armor. Oh, you know what? There was that chainmail I didn't take.
Yeah, like, we don't need chainmail. Just leaves it on the ground, and then you find a guy and he's completely naked, and you're like, well, we can't help this man.
Another scroll of Ray's dead.
Yeah.
And this is... Ooh! Stuff. Throwing knives.
Yeah.
And this... Cure serious wounds. That's pretty good.
Cure silly wounds.
And, wait, no, it was... Options...
Careful not to turn the floors off, or you will plummet through the ground to your death.
Actually, I think if it's in my inventory and I cast Improve Identify, it gets identified.
Oh, it's how to identify everything you have. I think you need to rest to get your spells back. Or indeed, to get your spells at all, because you didn't start the game with them memorized. Yeah. Maybe go inside the house and Rest up there.
Where did I drop the chainmail? There it is.
Yeah? Don't forget to put that in her inventory to be identified.
I already did.
God, I don't know. Rest each for 20 hours. Oh, does that only identify things in your hands?
No, because there are things that you can't hold in your hands, so.
'Cause that's how it works in the... It's how it works in... God, is that how it works in Eye of the Beholder 2, I believe, actually. Eye of the Beholder 1, you just had the... like, one alcove you could identify stuff using, and it was weird, complicated mechanic for doing it. Well, technically 2 alcoves, but one of them ate your items, so don't do that.
Nope, that's load. This is safe. Hold on, I forgot. Oh, there we go. Yeah. The side on the right is the front, or left is the front line.
Uh-huh.
I realized that I could just put a shield on. Where's the other? Oh, there it is. Okay, this is better combat music. Slightly. If you walk my land and heed my laws, a warning to those who defy my will. Strahd von Sorovich.
You turned this man into a skeleton.
Force him to join the Skeleton Wars.
Yeah, he forgot to put RIP on his gravestone. Skeletal bat.
Hold.
Is hold.
What does that sound? Oh, I guess those? Oh, whoops. Oh yeah, she's leveled up. And I got another spell level. More magic missile. Okay, auto map. Slavic Road South. Oh, we went back. Oh, the laughing was them.
Yeah?
Oh. Don't need to waste time in the game. I once helped Racco the Smith Forge. Ricato the Smith Forge. Polycrolus with bars to that thick. He and I he burdened our hands and learned our lessons. And I tell you, I could lift a treasure vault easier than I could bend those bars. I say we go back. Oh, actually, maybe normal healing? How much? Oh, because of the sword. Skeleton bats. Sign says Old Slavic Road. Okay, well. Okay, this is... Blazes, a trap! Here they come! Their eyes glaze for a fight! Yep. What the... Okay, bye!
As you plainly see, I implore you, leave what breath remains to me in my lungs. Leave to me my blood so that it might hide deep in these cowardly veins of mine. I'll flee from here, I promise you that. Never to return or not to take bravery again.
This then comes quickly, the last man standing in the fight. Out here then, run and be gone.
Ah, gentle soul. We were wrong to harass travelers of such generous disposition. I'll trouble you no more, except to alert you of our camp, which lies further down the road. A marker alongside the path, a large stone with an arrow carved upon it will point the way. May my last words with you be to implore the gods to keep you safe.
He was nice.
Yeah, sure that we murdered all of his friends, but you know, that's business.
No? Someone not trying to kill us. Oh, fellow, which way to the nearest town? You're the first traffic we've encountered that hasn't tried to attack us.
I trust you will return the favor. It is often said in this land that only a fool crosses a gypsy, and I am of full Vistani blood. As to the nearest town, that would be to the north, the village of Barovia.
Rovia, is it a Vistani town?
Ah, no. Barovia is a place for Georgios, for those not lucky enough to be born Vistani. The boundless world is a gypsy's home. Ah, but the land is not as boundless as it was once. And in places, in the outer regions of Barovia, you will come upon fog. Beware. It is a vapor, a poisonous mist that rots the organs. Only a Vistani potion can get you through.
The king of this land. I've heard he's a tyrant named Strahd, a man much despised by his people.
I'm afraid you are misinformed. For one, Strahd is no king. Our lord, Count Strahd von Zarovich, makes few laws, and his voice is rarely heard. He rules from the shadows. Even so, he is the lord, the land, and the law. A friend to the Vistani and a just ruler. If you heard otherwise, your ears know the voice of an evil man.
Words have the sound of good sooth. For safety's sake, I ask you how may we acquire your potion, this antidote for the fog?
15 coins and the potion is yours. Ah, but your eyes tell me you do not have such a sum. Worry not. I am soon to be in Barovia myself. You will find me at a tavern known as the Blood of the Vine. Later, you may have coin enough, and in good faith, I will reserve some of my potion for the honest fellow I meet upon the road.
Okay, I guess we right-click out of this. Okay, yeah, also, Vistani, yeah. That. Right, that. I do love that they make a swallowing sound. Has to be the marker the brigand spoke of. Perhaps he lied after all. Points directly to the wall. Am I supposed to walk through solid objects now? The brigand's faith was too kind. And hey, a person. Oh, peacock, or rather, since You're the ten. You're in light and grace, a female. Oh, Pittman. What are you doing in this dreadward land, my lady?
Looking for friends, if I may call you that. And if I may, then know that I am looking for friends with coin. Do you have any? Traveling abroad has left my purse as light as a feather, and I am in search of generosity. Or if necessary, if truly desperately necessary, honest work. Of course, even an adventure would be preferable to that. Are you on one?
Fine, I can be generous with wine, good food, and friendly conversation. Coin you must earn. How much you need?
There's a limit? Is there some level of wealth where we need no more? Well, to be honest,
Yes.
my first goal is to find a house that meets my needs. Perhaps in the village of Barovia. After that, I don't know. I've never been very good with planning.
Haven't done too badly. Believe a coxcomb such as. Polish that pretty sword.
A little of this and a little of that. Whatever might add another feather to my hat. Or a coin to my purse.
Yeah.
Blade, book, and sleight of hand. These tools of mine are at your command. May we journey together with laughter in our voices, and the sound of jingling coin ever closer to our ears.
Okay, she is Fire Mage Thief. Scroll of Improved Identify. Dagger. Fortune and smile on the quest. Here is the first scroll with a mage spell comprised on it. After it is scribed into the spellbook, its power of magic will be our command. But I already have one. Dang. Village of Barovia. Huh. This land. This cannot be Lord Delt's beloved land. Where there in the distance the mountains of legend, like of which I've never seen. Before we wandered aimlessly through the town we do not know. It might be best to find its first citizen, a mayor or burgomeister or such. How do you know his name? Somewhere on the edge of town. Guess we should search for...
Burgomaster isn't a name, James. It's a title. It means Master of the Borough. It's a type of... It's not quite a town. It's I can't remember what the difference is. But it's basically the equivalent of a mayor, but for a borough. God, what voice was I giving her? The hype has all but gone from this village. Never have I seen the like, but once, in a town where two armies converged for the final battle. There I saw desolation akin to this. True, the buildings here have not been burned as those were, but the feel is the same. Also, Burgomaster isn't a name, you moron! In this foreboding place, I'm not surprised when a young girl wants to speak to a stranger. It's unlikely she could offer any information of use in any case. The wisdom of a town does not lie in the heads of its young.
Wow, rude.
Yeah. I know it's a limitation of the engine, but like old flat roof buildings or buildings without roofs. Like I'm looking at that and my brain is going, oh yeah, these are like the temporary huts. These are the porta cabins that we had at my school for the entire time I was there. They look like it's a spitting image of them. I know that sounds like a weird comparison, but it's there. Oh, they actually do have more than one floor sometimes. Okay. Ah. Yeah. I do remember one of the Gold Box games was like a dungeon construction kit or something. And like looking at this game, I'm like, yeah, it was exactly like this. Like these graphics were probably in it.
Yeah, probably. Where's the guy? God, these people's houses are labyrinths in themselves.
Well, you see, it's the custom of the land to build your house so labyrinthine that the minions of the Count Strahd cannot find you and God. What did it count? God, I forget. Anyway, oil fiery burning. Really good for frying chicken in. Dragon.
Oh? No, we left.
Ah, you know, clipped out through the wall. I think you just tapped the side of a door. Burgomaster's mansion. Yes, that's definitely his name. Burgomaster. Mayor of a Dutch, Flemish, German, Austrian, or Swiss town. Well, I guess that narrows it down.
Ice knife. Spell scribed. Chill touch. Oh, Count Strahd's right. Okay, let's see what this says. By the authority of Lord Strahd von Tsarevich, the following rumors are to be stamped out in the minds of burgomeisters, boyos, and peasants of the village of Ravenloft. Anyone repeating them is to be put to death immediately, without trial, therefore, before making any public statement. They are 1. That our Lord is involved any way with the arts of necromancy. 2. That Strahd has made a pact with death to attain his heart's desire, or has therefore been transformed in any way. 3. That the balls for Surrey dagger used it to kill Strahd's brother was last known to be in Strahd's possession. 4. That the woman Tatiana plunged to her death while attempting to escape the embrace of Strahd von Tsarevich by the order of Count Strahd von Tsarevich.
Methinks the Count does protest too much.
Certainly does.
Like, yeah, all of those are 100% true.
Yeah, basically Ravenloft basically... Oh, there's a lockpick. Ravenloft is basically like a punishment area for the ruler. And the ruler... But, like, other people are... But the people they rule over are also pulled in, basically. And the dark forces of Ravenloft don't particularly care too much about their suffering.
It's him! It's Mr. Burgomaster himself!
My dear sweet traveler. will make my home yours while you are here. In the name of Lord Strahd, whose humble servant I am, please relax. Enjoy.
And there enjoys your husband. An elf is striking men and grace. May we converse with her?
My other guest, yes. Well, elves, you know, are rare in Barovia. You may have noticed. And Lord Strahd has such a keen interest in the unusual. But then... I'm rambling. Feel free. Join my other guest in conversation, if, that is, she will agree. As fellow pilgrims in Ravenloft, you may have much to discuss.
Heard of much of Count Strahd von Tsarevich in these lands. Weeks might have passed before a traveler learns certain ruler's name, but not here. Who is this man?
I was coming to that. You see, your interest in the Great One is matched by his interest in you. As Burgomaster, I have been instructed to present you with a letter of invitation from Strahd himself. It is a great honor.
What does Strahd know of us? Does he invite every visitor to his castle? Was your elfin guest invited?
At the risk of being rude, I say the dignity of my office would suffer were I to answer so many questions. The honor of Strahd's enchanting offer extends to you alone. My advice is not to refuse. And if my words do not impress you, if I cannot persuade you, he will compel you to go. His carriage awaits even now. Please allow me to take you there.
Yeah, okay. Okay.
As promised, the Burgomaster directs you to Strahd's carriage. While it is a beautifully appointed vehicle, you cannot help but notice there is no driver. The steeds fret impatiently. They appear intelligent, even anxious to fulfill their assigned duty.
Oh, this animation. Oh boy.
Oh.
As the carriage comes about a bend in the terrain,
Oh, this looks... I mean, very much of its time.
Yep. 94.
As the carriage at last approaches the gates of the castle.
God, what year was this game released in? Ravenloft. Right.
Everything will be fine. We're guests after all. Strange that I should say such a thing, yet there it is in this air, something that brings the sweat to the palms. My breath goes short, my heart pounds, whereas if for no reason my muscles tense for a fight. Oh, Strahd.
1994. Okay.
To the visitors in my land, Count Strahd von Tsarevich, Lord of Barovia, sends greetings. Gentle travelers, I pray that you accede to my humble wish to meet me tonight in Castle Ravenloft. Your activities have brought many questions to my mind. As you, in turn, possess certain curiosities about me, feel a friendly interview is in order. My carriage shall bear you to the castle in both comfort and safety. Therefore, pleasurable in anticipation of our confidence that I await your arrival. Count Strahd von Tsarevich.
An interview with a vampire? Who ever heard of such an absurd thing?
Yeah, seriously. The game is calling me out, says Other Arrow.
Yep.
Alright. Just sick.
Yeah, that's James leaving her house to head to my place to, you know, brutally attack me for what I said about the Burgomaster.
This looks like Death Knights.
The doors open upon a scene of warmth and invitation. Yet before the richly laid table and other fine appointments of the room can be examined, the single occupant of the chamber draws all attention. It can be none other than Strahd von Zorovich.
Welcome to Castle Ravenloft. I trust I have not inconvenienced you. It is easy to forget how commanding a summons can seem to to wanderers such as you when exploring a new realm. You understand that no ordinary turn of the road led you to this land. All who enter it arrive in answer to a call, to a summons more binding than any a mere lord might give. Here we are, all of us, and here we shall remain. No road leads out of this mist-covered universe. The land entraps many. Its ruler is no exception. And so I have devoted my life to this portal. It is the least a lord can do for his people, is it not? My most recent study concerns certain portals, those dimensional gateways of which mages and philosophers speak. One such portal may lie in the caverns west of Barovia, near the river. Aside from myself, I believe you are the first to hear of it. But please, before you rush to the shores of the Ivlis, allow me to present you with a key. If you are to gain entrance to these caverns, you will find it necessary. I have no time to try the key myself, for adventure is a luxury I can ill afford. However, as I see you are capable, and as I trust won't never betray your host, the key shall be yours for a time. Go as my agent and search out this gateway beneath the Ibis. But enough talk. Please, I have invited you here to join in a pleasant repast. After we finish the best food and brandy wine Barovia has to offer, I will have my carriage return you to town.
The encounter ends as pleasantly as it began, with a heartfelt farewell and wishes for a safe journey from Strahd von Zorovich. Has the Lord of Ravenloft proven himself a gentleman? As the carriage clatters back across the bridge, there is time to reflect on this first encounter with Strahd.
Oh, you seem to have a coin. Oh, yeah, the seal of entrance.
He gave us 1 silver coin. What a cheapskate.
No,
Make it time.
yeah, I can't put that in the hand. Going in here for now. We will get more containers as the game progresses. Oh. Okay. Cat sounds. Oh, time to loot the place. Careful now. If we've entered the home without invitation, should be conscious of our wanderings. Above all, be polite in our inquiries. Okay, let's be polite to this person.
He won't talk, nor does it look like he cares to move from that chair of his. The best that can be done is let him sit and stare away whatever years are left to him.
Well, so much for politeness.
I don't think he's looking. We could probably loot this place. There's no point in taking these swords off the wall, they're just painted on.
Oh. Cloak. Oh. ointments. These
Ointment.
are like a heal. And when I first played,
Yes.
it took me forever to realize they were.
Yeah. In my house, we keep the ointments on the floor.
This cloak doesn't affect AC, so...
Yeah. But it's better than going naked.
That's a subjective opinion.
Uh-huh. Oh, nudist playthrough.
Cruel to say, this is not a happy, jovial place to be. Here I say, I've passed through villages where a plague has left them more life than we find in Barovia. Our characters are such assholes.
Yeah.
Oh, and? Cows, chickens, dog, geese, where are the animals of this village? Never have I known a village so devoid of livestock that we should be pushing our way through stubborn market traffic or fending off village butts. If the few simple creatures with every village seem to fit to stay away from this place, we should be especially wary. Oh, where? Hey, this place. Innkeeper, will you welcome us under a roof? We've been long on a chill road. Welcome a fire and friendly hearth.
Would you now, Outlander? Well, it's never been said Bray Montecoba turned a stranger away from his tavern. And I'm Bray, so be welcome. Come in and warm yourself. You're in Strahd's land now, you know. So I expect you'll behave yourself and pay your bills on time.
Attacked on the road by highwaymen, brigands. Is the law so weak here that travelers risk their lives on such Slavic road?
We have simple laws. Pay your taxes to the burgomaster, and we're ready to turn over to Strahd anything else he may desire. Be it your gold, your labor, or your life. And I tell you, worse than thieves roam our Barovian nights. Once the sun deeps below the peaks of the Balanok, horrors you can't imagine stalk our misty alleys. The villagers themselves often vanish at night, never to be found.
Well, that's called going home. They didn't account for seeing the cutscene where we talked to him.
I mean,
Why ask me?
you could just say that to someone, but you'd be telling a lie.
Caution. I'd best advise my customers to make a wide path about the gypsies. If Strahd has eyes and ears watching over us, the Vistani are such. But this one, he seems regular enough. Never asks for credit, and always keeps my patrons entertained.
Yeah, there's the guy from earlier. Just a sec.
Oh, cat. How are you? Ah. Hey, Kitty.
Hi. Sorry for being late.
Yeah, James just stepped away from the mic for a moment, so, you know.
Huh? Yeah,
Yeah.
this is cute. I don't know why I'm like, James like, oh, we're playing Game of Empire. I'm like, huh, wonder which one.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, this is fitting.
Yeah.
So a part of me would want to see someday what the hell is James' playthrough of of Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines would even look
Yeah,
like. There's so many different ways
I
to
mean-
play through that game.
yeah.
Hey, kitty.
Hi, hi.
This is like a room, just free. Also, there's not real. There is money, but it's not money in that sense in this game.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is it? In my case, I'm sure you're mistaken. You seem pleasant enough, but I have no need of company sympathy or your assistance. Wait, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to be that abrupt. Truly, though, at the moment, I desire very much to be left to my own devices.
You know, we can respect her for masking up. I bet she's actually got her vaccinations, you know?
Yeah.
Unlike
Yeah.
everyone else in this land.
Hear me, for I'll say this once. Your business and mine are as separate as the rivers Iblis and Moon. Two black streams I hope never to see again. To have business in Ravenloft itself is to oppose me. For my single goal is to escape this pit of black bile forever. Were I to curse you, I would wish you luck in any business that keeps you here.
She's pretty standoffish.
Yeah, but I do like her like characterization though. Like, and for the time, like this feels like some pretty alright like voice, pretty alright voice acting. Voice
Yeah, for
direction.
1994, this was more than acceptable.
Yeah.
Like, we were laughing at the hilariously primitive 3D cutscene. But, again, 1994, you wouldn't see much better than this, except in games that were really cutting edge, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Horrifying thing of all, though not vampires, old school D&D, says Other Arrow.
Yeah.
Let's talk to Stani. Yeah.
Ah, Giorgio, greetings. There are few places in Ravenloft our Bardo caravans haven't seen. That's true enough. Entertainers.
Again,
and escorts to the
1994.
Being said, allow me to
Still sucks.
Yeah.
sell you the most excellent festivity.
Was it
At the
this?
time, that was just considered the accepted term for them,
Yeah.
even if that's not necessarily the case.
Mm-hmm.
Other Arrow says, wasn't this lady in Mortal Kombat 2? Talking about the other person.
Yeah, probably. One of the ninjas.
Is your asking price for the potion?
Agreement can be reached easily enough. 15 coins is the price. We'll start there, argue there, and finish there, Giorgio. 15 coins and a potion is yours.
Call yourself an escort, might you be safe to take us to you can't?
Outsiders are not welcome in camp. Well, not often. You don't know how the villagers treat us. Why, Bray Martikova is the only one who smiles when I enter the blood of the vine. I suppose I might be able to introduce you to one of our camp elders. Perhaps even a seer. You're not a villager after all. But you would have to be blindfolded.
Ah, convenient that you have to blindfold us. You have 4 blindfolds. Blindfold it
Willing
is.
to put that much faith in me, I shan't let you come to harm. Though I can't answer for my elders. They're most likely to have withdrawn from camp. You must know as well that it will take some time to reach my people. Not until next evening when you hear gypsy fiddles and tambourines. Our lamentations echo in the cold mountain air.
After hours of hard travel, the dark uncertainty of the blindfold was taken away.
Oh, is this gonna animate?
Oh.
Provide and as promised, Bardo Messiah has pointed out, there's an evil race.
Who's munching on like an apple or something?
Me.
Yeah, I'm muted, so it's not me.
Oh boy, love all these 2 frames a second.
Again,
It was impressive for the time, but
yeah,
like,
for the
oh
time,
boy,
this
is
was
2 frames a second.
this is not like exceptionally bad in the mid-90s.
The cards, she explains, are reluctant to reveal the fate of outsiders. An accurate reading may be impossible. Hesitantly,
The cards will tell.
Inspired by another Ravenloft Georgios. Madame Eva suspects Lord Strahd himself of acquiring the card, perhaps to employ in his own dark rituals at Castle Ravenloft. As the meeting comes to a close, farewells are made. Madame Eva assures that a safe escort will again be provided along the secret encampment of the Strahd.
Well, that accomplished a lot.
Yeah. God. Like, why even make it a cutscene, even, you know?
Yeah, it could have been like a dialogue box.
Yeah, like or a slideshow with like a dialogue, box happening.
The animation and the dialogues are better.
Yeah. No, I do love these little mannequins that they have for showing what equipment you have on each character.
Yeah.
Oh, it is straight up a mannequin. That's cute.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all got turned into mannequins when we arrived in Ravenloft.
Dracula
It's come
can't
up
drink
much
our
in the
blood.
plot. Huh?
Yeah. Dracula can't drink our blood if we're
Yeah,
mannequins.
obviously. Sensible precaution.
Yeah.
Alright, well, most of the houses in here are kind of useless, but there's a couple that you definitely want to go into.
Yeah, there's definitely a few houses we want to rob in this impoverished peasant village that we've arrived in.
There's also
Yeah,
one that, if you go into too early, start a quest that causes you to have some negative statuses.
Oh no.
Hooray! We love stumbling blindly into absolute disaster.
Yeah, and you won't
Yeah.
be able to do
Pet the
that
cat,
quest
pet the
until-
cat.
Unfortunately, no.
No.
No,
the
you
tech
can't
didn't
pet the kitty.
I have already sentenced myself, and my judgment is harsh. It's harsher than death or any meager, unimaginative punishment the Lord might give. For all eternity, I have set myself myself apart from what I still hold dear.
Wait, we could have played as a paladin?
I have heard
Yeah, I could have picked Paladin.
strength of the spirits.
So, like, they're mentioning that here. Surely pick that class.
I have lost what faith was once devoutly mine. No medicine can restore my faith. I threw it away and my future with it. The order of my youth gave me a great gift, the rights and title of paladin, to be used for the good of man. As if my spirit and the title were one and the same. Ravenloft, trapped within these vile borders, my warrior faith turned slowly into the cynical villainy of an old man. Soon I will die. My last breath will escape my lungs like the howl of a demon, and I will roam forever in the darkest lands of the underground. Wherever traitorous paladins I go, to be eternally stretched on the rack would be mercy. Still, yet wish to make peace. Can I put my spirit happily to its rest?
Okay.
Find the holy symbol I abandoned in chambers lost in the village of Barovia. Return it to me, and I will provide you with all the wealth of my secret chamber. Items none will ever see, save those who bring to me the holy symbol I so foolishly tossed aside. By looking where a man might never see, this eye patch. Beneath it lies a map to the catacombs. If this alone is not enough, first, in my old shack, you will find a footprint. Take it north of here, where a withered stump marks the position of a buried key. Stand to the west of it and dig. With the key and the map, the quest for my symbol may begin.
Alright, got a 6th quest.
No, this is actually a pretty fun, like, tabletop RPG quest. Yeah, of course his old man would put a map in an eye patch. Like, that rules. Like, and we had to go on a treasure hunt. And we get to hear him ominously laughing while we're still in his... I love that he doesn't just give you the pick or anything.
I thought that laughing came from, like, brigand enemies, but seems to just be happening randomly.
Oh, okay. God, that's funny.
There it is.
Nice. God. No, since we're Enter the Z, my symbol. So that's Helm or an avatar? Yuck, 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 yuck. Huh. No, I guess more of just like as fun as that is. I don't know if the game wants to go like that's an avatar of like of a god, just like a guy, you know, like it just being a paladin who, in his panic, threw away his holy symbol. Like,
Find a warehouse abandoned. Trade has become a forgotten art in Barovia. Few travel and fewer still can afford to transport valuables from place to place. In recent years, that cost has become their lives.
I mean...
Oh, whoa, the guy!
Yeah, broken one.
Oh shit!
Oh, he's
Broken
killing
two.
us!
Yeah, so when he says my symbol, he's talking about his holy symbol, as in his personal one, not that he's secretly a god.
Yeah.
It's just every paladin gets one holy symbol, that's it. It's granted to them by their god.
Well, Yeah?
That's just how it works in 2nd edition. You couldn't get another one.
Oh my god, for real?
I mean, presumably you could, but only by, like, DM Fiat, like, they would go, yeah, you've earned it. Like, here's a new one to replace one that you lost, since you went on this quest of redemption. But if you lost it, generally that was just like, well, I guess you can't cast spells. Take better care of your holy symbol.
Oh my god.
What are you doing to lose your holy symbol?
What a fucking game. How did anyone play this? Like,
In fairness, in 2nd edition D&D, like, rules as written, it was nigh impossible to actually roll up a paladin.
Oh yeah.
Because you needed to have extremely high stat requirements, and you needed to be lawful good, and you needed to, like, reach that stage of character creation. Oh no, it's broken free!
Oh
Oh
dear.
god, these guys are a little too tough.
Yeah, they've just left you as a pile of bones.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the thing about Ravenloft is, God, I can't remember the specifics of like how holy symbols work there. There's some absolute nonsense, like it doesn't work the same way that it does anywhere else, and I don't know.
God.
It's a weird setting.
Yeah. Of course there's some weird rules of
Oh,
why.
basically, this game doesn't really follow the lore too well.
It doesn't
but-
follow the lore of Ravenloft, because otherwise it'd be nuts.
Yeah, the lore. Basically, Barovia's deserted as if gold had been found in the mountains, and every able man and boy is gone and set to claim the fortune. Yet I fear no such happy circumstances empty these streets. Only precious fortune the town folks hope to win is their escape from Ravenloft. I wish them well. I do not believe they will ever find it. Yeah. Party are jerks.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But are you saying?
Basically, if you pray to a god and to get your spells and fucking shut up. Pray to your god to get your spells, and you're on a different plane or like different world, you generally won't be able to. But in Ravenloft, you will be able to, but it's not because you're praying to your god. Something else hears it.
Fascinating.
Eh.
Yeah, Ravenloft is a very weird setting in that respect. Like, in that it's not a typical like plane that D&D would normally be set on. It has its own weird metaphysical rules, and one of those is apparently that you can pray to a god, and that god doesn't answer if someone else does.
Something darker.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was pretty fun.
Eh.
Like, I thought it was gonna be like, oh, you take a penalty and had to roll 33% on a D100 to to like get a fraction of your spells back.
No. Your prayer is answered by Satan. Yeah, it's not quite that overt. But there's something going on.
Yeah. Oh, and Andrew the Z. Originally, Ravenloft was a country in the prime material plane. Then it got sucked into the demi-plane of Dread. Now it's expanded. I explained that's part of the Shadowfell. Also, God, it's so funny to have a place called the Shadowfell. Just because I played a lot. I played through all the Shadowrun, or the newer Shadowrun CRPGs, and just it's kind of funny that there's I've noticed with the second one, which is Shadowrun Dragonfall, that's like noun verb or whatever. Like, you know, Shadowrun, Dragonfall. So just like Shadowfell, it's, you know, just kind of now noticing it is just kind of funny. And God, the Penny Arcade guys suck, but I still think about the one comic where it's just like, you know, like Double Hell. Like Double Hell can't be real. Yeah, no, like let me draw it out for you. There's like there's
Yeah, Double Hell like entered my vocabulary at some point and never left.
I'm reminded of.
Scary Town, though.
I am reminded of the supernatural super hell.
Yeah, that like whenever I say Double Hell, that's kind of how I'm envisioning it.
Double Hell.
Like
God.
Scary Town. Well,
Yeah.
you don't want to go there.
You don't want to go to Scary Town. But it's like the thing is like, yeah, dating can kind of be like that for some reason, where it's just like, God, it's so funny. Like, I guess what's so funny to me is that like, oh, there's like this evil spooky area in the Underdark, right? And it's like
Area.
And all that, you know, that sort of writing is that with, you know, with a game with all this, like, oh, there's multiple planes of existence and all that, of just like, yeah, no, just there's Scary Town if you keep digging down enough, actually. It's the evil bad place, and it's like, it's just funny that it's just a place you can go to, you know? And apparently it's just underground. I don't know if it's underground everywhere on the planet that you can find the Underdark, or is it only a part of the subterranean cave systems down there? Like, I'm not 100% sure how that exactly works, but it's just deeply funny to me.
Yeah. It's also under mountain.
Enter the Z, I'm flashing back to Firefly, the special hell. Oh my god. Oh, thank you for finding it. Shadowfell, Shadow Dark, Dark Bad, Shadow Battle, Devil Hell, it's scary. Yeah, God. No, it's so good that no one even refers to PAX as a Penny Arcade Expo anymore, to be honest. And it's just like...
Rainbow Road is a place you go when you die.
Yeah?
That video.
Wait. No, one actually, now thinking about it a bit more, like, the, what are they called? How am I forgetting their name? The Dark Elves in,
Drow.
the Drow, yeah, in, D&D, right? Like, they're inspired by the Dark Elves from, like, from Norse mythology. Like, there's no way around that, but, like, aren't there from, like, a different, like, place entirely or something? Like, I forget exactly how that cosmology worked.
Yeah, Norse mythology has, like, the 9 realms.
Yeah, so, like... Oh, sorry?
And, like... Although 9 is... Although what counts as a realm in 9 of them are... questionable.
Nah.
Do I... Must be the stump the old paladin spoke of. Oh, wait, Mrs. Mary.
No, you can just read every line, I don't care.
goodness. This must be the stump the old paladin spoke of. Now, what did he say? To dig to the east? No, it was to the west, yes. Dig to the west.
Go west. Da, da, da. Go west. Yeah. It's... Yeah.
Hold on, let me...
Yeah?
Think you want this to the east?
Oh, and I think he enters, yeah. Alpha and... Belkalfire. Belkalfire? Another arrow. I've heard the theory interpretation that dark elves in Norse mythology is basically another name for dwarves. I don't know enough about that mythology to like have anything to say about that, but fascinating. Andrew, the OSP tried to name the 9 realms and cannot get up to 9. Oh, that's funny.
Although 9 might be inaccurate, they realize in the video that 9 might not be the number 9, but a shorthand for a lot.
Fascinating.
Yeah, they only knew how to count up to 9.
Oh.
Crazy when you think about it.
Oh, the cutoff there, where it's weird because the building is slightly above the walls, but it's cut off at the walls.
Oh, that's fun.
Uh-huh.
God. Oh, but let's see here.
And
The arrow. The a lot of realms doesn't have the same ring to it. Yeah.
I mean, you can say like the many realms, the myriad of realms, oh, the countless realms, and
Yeah.
you know, you can say the multiverse.
God, no. But look at Wikipedia.
Not just this universe is in danger, but the entire multiverse.
Yeah.
Whenever anyone says something like that, I'm just like, yeah, I don't care anymore.
Agreed.
Please shut up about the multiverse.
But, yeah, and after Z, the sorry?
The Calfer.
No, I'm talking about
With
no,
dwarf?
the dwarf one. I don't know how
The
to...
Zara Calfer.
Oh, so that's also... Yeah, we're dwarves. Yeah, okay. I'm looking at Wikipedia real quick and just saying, like, in the chapter 17, Ganglary? The king Galfi in disguise as the enthroned figure of high. What other chief centers there are in the heavens outside of the spring? I don't know how to pronounce that. And the guy responds that there are many fine places in heaven, including a place called Alfheimr, Old Norse Elf Home or Elf World.
Yeah,
and just like
Alfheim.
Elfheim. Oh, okay.
You know, like we start our online.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just funny just saying Elf World and like damn.
I mean,
I can't believe people could go to the Elf World.
Yeah, they can just get sent to the elf world.
Get sent to the Elf World.
You get given a smartphone when they send you there too.
Yeah. Oh, there. Ragnarok. Yeah. Ragnarok was the first Infinity War. I mean, technically, isn't it also the last though? Within its own mythology.
Technically, no. It just means the last of this cycle. There will be survivors who find the next world, which is distant and unknowable, and presumably will go through its own cycle of creation and eventual destruction. Like, this world is not the first world that was ever created in Norse mythology. There were worlds before it. At least I think that's how it works.
Time to go into our first dungeon.
Yippee!
Yippee!
But yeah. Oh,
Whoa!
what? Oh, lovely.
My helm and lather both. What is this thing? In all my years, have I set set eyes on abominations such as this? Ah, fuck. Come on.
What are you doing? What has brought you here?
Yeah.
Pew!
Flame arrow. Well, okay, that's... Scorcher.
Okay, listen, Andy Z, I cannot actually pronounce that word, so possibly.
Yeah, God.
But it's just like I'm relatively sure that's how it works in Norse mythology. There's after Ragnarok, there's meant to be like a couple of human survivors who found the next world.
Yeah.
And
I know
that's how it works, right? And that wouldn't make sense without that being like part of a cycle. Yeah, every horror game needs a freaky wall.
That's true.
This thing hits hard.
How much HP do we even have for these peeps?
Yeah,
Wait,
we're
okay.
about
Oh, wow,
level
fuck.
5, so
Yeah.
like give or take, multi-classing makes that weird.
Ah, okay.
Oh, right, the sword.
What, you can't uncork it? Because your sword?
Yeah, pretty much.
That's so funny. That's really simulationless in a way that I wasn't expecting.
Yeah, these old games have simulation and stuff in them.
Yeah?
Just cause.
Yeah. Because I think, like, even in the tabletop RPG, it's assumed that you can, like, hold your sword, like, do something with it so that you can have a hand free to, like, help you open the bottle or whatever.
Yeah, upper arrow, that's actually where a lot of complications in talking about Norse mythology come from, is every source we have on it is from after Christians started interacting with them, so we end up with, how much of that is, Christianity, like, off with the mythology they had before then. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, and just...
Baldur comes back from hell with one L.
Yeah?
Okay.
Oh, and to just read out what Other said, because we don't have, like, the text on, well, then again, it's on YouTube, so the chat will be there. So I guess it's fine. I think even Ragnarok is a thing that happened past tense, instead of Ragnarok is a thing that will happen future tense. Is a post-Christianity thing. Ah, interesting. Yeah, God, no, I still remember, Tequila talking about how, like, for a lot of history, there's just like, oh, these are, like, they'll find things like, oh, these are, like, you'll find something that's like, oh, these are, we all know about, like, the well-known stories, but here are the lesser-known ones, and, like, that's what we know about Norse
all we
mythology.
have left now.
Which is deeply funny, in a way. It's also sad that, that history's lost, but it's like, that keeps happening in several, like, different cultures and places of like, well, like, okay, obviously we know about this place, and like there's like references to a place, but then like no one ever talks about it because like, oh, of course you know about like this cool place that this cool city. Everyone does. So let's not talk about it. And it's like, please, please explain like literally anything. Also, that's interesting to think that the Ragnarok is a thing that happened past tense, potentially being a post-Christianization thing. Because, like, what's the deal with that, you know?
Hitting this thing is kind of awkward. Ah, there it goes.
Thank goodness.
Yeah,
And
kind
fireball.
of a wall. In the literal sense. Yeah, so we're gonna keep dodging out into another map.
Yep.
Where enemies cannot follow. Rest is 25 hours, 10 minutes. Yeah, we just take a day off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm reminded of a friend in another server. Just talking about how who was playing D&D back then, like first and second edition and stuff, and just like, you know, they used to joke about the 15-minute workday, where it's just like, because of like, you know, you had such limited spells that like as soon as like your party, like, you know, mages or whatever and like clerics got done with all their spells, like, well, we're gonna go to rest for a whole day so that they can get their spells back so that we can do a bit more exploration, and that you just kind of keep doing that because, you know, the game requires that you cast spells. Like, the spell casting is absolutely required for like basic dungeoneering and puzzles. So it's like, you know, just basic stuff. So it's like, yeah, 15-minute workday. Like, you go through all your spells in like, you know, 15 minutes, and then just
Oh
take
fuck.
a big nap.
Another
And then
wall.
there, another wall and a rat man.
Oh,
huh?
rats!
We're
rats.
Yeah,
Oh,
rat.
rats.
So, Upper Arrow says, I remember talking about King Arthur and like, there's early Arthur-related poetry that refers to an early benevolent take on Mordred, but doesn't elaborate. Like, yeah, you all know about that take on it, but what if he was the villain? And the thing is, like, I'm gonna say, we're seeing that in the modern day. Like, we're seeing so many things that are like, oh, you've all seen Dracula as a villain. What if he was like a tragic anti-hero? Or like, you've all seen the original story of Robin Hood. What if this change happened? It's like, okay, we haven't seen these played great in decades. Like, nobody has gone, yeah, we're just doing like literal adaptations of these, because like everyone's like, oh yeah, you've seen those, which, given how media preservation works, may in fact mean that we just lose stuff.
Well, I mean, yeah. God. So I'm just reminded.
Pretty funny.
Yeah, but I'm just reminded that like recently there was a thing about like video game preservation and like some law helping with that, and they decided like, no, that sucks actually. And you know, this one on Blue Sky I saw like someone gave a lecture at a games conference about like emulation doesn't necessarily even mean like piracy, you know, and like this one like you know, person literally wrote like, actually using this one like, you know, conference, obviously emulation is just piracy, and it's like,
Yeah.
like,
It's
wow,
like,
it's
why
like
I
this is why I
became
turned
Joker.
Joker. Yeah, because it's like, Christ. I mean, even then, like, it's far better than just leaving it, you know, not surviving for. I mean, hell, even things that get pirated don't even necessarily get, you know, preserved forever because people can lose interest, and then you're like, oh, I would like to see this one movie, and then like no one's been like uploading the movie in like a decade because no one's been thinking about it. Sometimes that just happens. So it's like actually helping, you know, people preserve, like, you know, art would be for the best. But obviously, if you can play like Super Mario Sunshine, like the GameCube version, then that hurts Nintendo's profits now, somehow. Oh, and checking the chat. I mean, the poem references Mordred as a good figure, but doesn't elaborate. Because it assumes, yeah, I got the reference, but I get what Mary means. And Andrew the Z, early in Welsh legend, Guinevere got together with Mordred, with Welsh names I can't spell. Or, oop.
Yeah. Don't worry, like, I can't spell things in Welsh either.
Yeah, that's fair. And
Yeah. So there is some fascinating history behind, like, the specific, like, Arthurian legends we ended up with. There's a lot of back and forth between the English and the French over specific interpretations of characters. Every town in England has their own unique knight. They're like, well, actually, this guy was the most important guy in Arthurian legend. And like 4 of them are werewolves. Like,
hell yeah.
4 different guys.
I know one, but I didn't know it was like 4 of them.
I don't know if it's actually 4. I'm like, there is some arbitrary amount of werewolf knights who are said to come from like different towns in England, just because every town is like, well, we had a knight who was part of King Arthur's court, and some of them may have been made up after the fact, just as oh, we should have our own local legend.
That's so funny. Which I'm, you know, I live in the U.S. and there's a lot of stuff like that where it's like, oh, here's our own really cool local legend thing. Where it's like, are you sure you didn't just make this up, like for a tourist attraction sort of deal? And the answer is like,
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, he did.
And I'm glad to hear other places in the world do this too.
How it is.
It's just how it is. We have our own cool knight who was a werewolf.
Yeah.
But cooler than the other ones, this one, it could do backflips, like just and front flips while standing.
You have no idea how many towns in England have that as their claim to fame.
That's so good.
And Wales.
Ah, damn it.
Yeah.
Not very many Scottish ones.
Sorry, just like our werewolf is Scottish, actually. It's deeply funny to me. As an idea.
Kristen kind of gets like retconned into King Arthur's court. And it's like, he does nothing at all in Duelist Kingdom.
Oh, that's. Did you say Duelist Kingdom?
Ah,
Yeah, Tristan. God. I'm surprised. I still think great. Now I'm thinking about the fact that it still boggles my mind that like 4Kids changed his name from Honda to Tristan when it's like any kid in like America at the time, which is like their primary like, you know, idea of who they're writing this for, like knows how to pronounce like Honda. Like it's like they've seen it in their cars enough that it's like that, you know, it would be nothing. Like, yeah, this guy's named Honda. And like I think at most you just have some kids being like, "Huh, I didn't know that was a name." Like a person could have.
It's
just
surname. Like,
it's
you
just
can give him literally any first name. Like, you can call him Tristan Honda if you want.
I wonder if it's
Yeah?
like an actual rights thing, because
Probably.
Punch Out Lee changed Piston Honda's name to Piston Hondo.
Wait.
Silver Starkey.
Silver Starkey.
Yeah? Oh, Andrew the Z, Marok, this, Culvert,
It's
which,
Culveret.
yeah, which may be the same night,
Same night.
and also Sir Melian,
Molion.
Jim's, yeah,
Is that there? Yeah, night he transforms into a werewolf. So there are at least 3 of them.
Okay.
And these are like local, like folk heroes or whatever. They went, oh yeah, he was one of King Arthur's knights as well. And it's like, you know what, at that point, sure.
Oh, the quick start party I didn't mention, but like, yeah, that came with the GOG version, the quick start party,
Yeah.
where they suggest having a fighter mage and fighter cleric, which I made my characters are, although they use elf and dwarf, and I'm just using half elf for my characters.
yeah.
Yeah, there aren't any vampire knights in King Arthur's court that we're aware of, so you know, untapped potential.
Oh yeah. Oh, Andrew the Z. The name Honda comes from the Japanese surname Honda with the characters there, which translates to original rice paddy. Huh. The name can also be written in a different one, which means origin and many. Huh. God.
Yeah.
It's always interesting of like the different characters that can be used to spell like things in the Japanese, whether it's, you know, like nouns or names. Oh, another. I also forgot you just gave your own characters the highest stats you could in every stat.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck it, we ball.
Yeah, we just like conjured up 2 superwomen who are perfect in every respect.
And one of them does drugs.
Yeah, I did say perfect in every respect. What's not clicking?
We need to play I don't know which CRPG would be. Maybe Shadowrun, but we no, Shadowrun doesn't have it. We need to play one where we can finally have someone who has the 3 weed smoking girlfriends, or the 3 girlfriends, and yes, they smoke weed. I don't think there's weed in any of the Shadowrun games, unfortunately, which would be funny because there is deep weed in setting or in the Shadowrun like tabletop RPG that lets you like see the astral plane or whatever.
I mean, if you get good enough weed, you don't need deep weed for that.
No, it's so true.
I say this as someone who does not in fact smoke weed. Not for any like moral judgment or anything. I've got weird enough brain problems that is about doing that.
Yeah.
And that would be a particularly weird interaction with my own brain.
Very fair.
Ah, killed the wall. Cure light wounds, it's... The thing is, they use the dice roll version instead of just healing you for the max amount, so it's not useful.
And, sorry, just saying, Andrew Z, if I recall, Shadowrun has microchips that made you high. Yes, if you have neural implants, you can, there's various types of drugs that can like force basically like hijack your brain and either give you like simulations that like mess you up or just like, you know, jack into your neural system and get you high. And
Tech War.
Tech War. God, that's...
oh, wasn't that the anti-drug game or whatever?
It kind of. It's...
Shatner's Tech War.
It's
But how will
weird.
the children learn about Tech War?
Or yeah, God, William I forgot that was a William Shatner thing. God, because I think
Well-
that if anything, great like Brain, they probably got that idea from Neuromancer.
Yeah,
Like, you know,
apparently
straight up.
there were ghost writers. 42 hours, 30 minutes.
Yeah,
Oh.
average nap.
Average nap. Ghostwriters, of course. But still funny though. But yeah, the book Neuromancer probably had like chips that can make you high is a thing. Partially because I know the writer. Like, wait, give me a second. I have one of his books lying around. I should really get to reading it at one point. William Gibson. Used to hang out with like people in the kind of underground drug scene in like Seattle or Canada or something like that, and that's why his books are kind of like that. And like that's why cyberpunk as a whole is kind of like that, where it's like they have silly names for like street drugs, and like Shadowrun borrows from that, where it's like, you know, hey chummer, we're ready to great. I forget some of the silly like slang in Shadowrun. It's been so long since I played any of those games. I should really revisit them. But it's like, yeah, Shadowpunk. Cyberpunk has a lot of goofy slang and lingo because of that. Because of, you know, just the guy who wrote Cyberpunk basically used to like hang out and talk to like people in the underground drug scene who of course would use a lot of slang back in the day. Oh, there are books. Yeah, Andrew Z, there were 9 books in the Techverse. Into the
Yes, the 9
Techverse.
sacred books.
Gone.
Oops.
Did it miss?
I think I might have cast it on not the wall.
Oh. Oh, I see that poor man with the red health. God. Now let me look up some Shadowrun slang, 'cause now I'm like, wow, I actually forgot quite a bit of it. But also I love seeing a forum post that was from 8 years ago, apparently on Reddit. A public service announcement. Deep weed is not weed. Regular old marijuana still exists. I know it has weed in title. It's confusing, but according to the book, deep weed is made from fucking freaking seaweed. It will not get a non-awakened person high. All it does is force an awakened person to astrally perceive, and it gives non-awakened some minor stat changes. Moreover, it's way too expensive to be consumed regularly by the average Joe. Don't be a wage slave. Know your street drugs. God, what a pity that it's not actually weed. Because I know in Eclipse Phase 2nd Edition, they did actually add in like a type of weed called like cosmic. Wait, what's it called? Like I know there's like normal weed in that tabletop RPG, but I also know that there's like, God, it's not called like cosmic weed or like something to just be like, it's like genetically enhanced to just have incredible amounts of like THC in it. It gets you real damn high. We're just forgetting the exact name for it though.
Maybe I should switch up the weapons so that he can have the shield, because his AC isn't as good as.
Yeah, because you kind of maxed out the
Oh, no.
dexterity of your two characters there.
Oh no, this character can't use the two-handed sword.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So you're gonna have to find another one-handed weapon for that guy.
Yeah. Longsword. There we go. This week doesn't really do anything, just sort of moves about.
Yeah, just for decoration. Which, God, I'm getting distracted here, but I do love the fact that.
And the lesser catacombs.
Yeah. God, the lesser catacomb. But yeah, the fact that like in D&D adventures, they just like actually all the cool gilding for decoration is just fake gold actually, because it has such a culture of gamers just going oh, we're just gonna steal all the gold, like all the gold gilding for like around the entrance of this dungeon and just leave actually. And instead of like having any sort of like you know, like you're playing a game with your friends, like ideally, you know, instead of having a culture just being, okay guys, we're trying to, you know, run an adventure here, please don't just you know, steal the copper out of like their AC unit and run. Like, you know.
Oh, got hit by the fireball.
Yeah. But yeah, it's like, hey guys, let's just, you know, have fun with the adventure, okay? Like, instead of just talking to players, instead published adventures will just be like, actually, like,
it's just an illusion.
Like, yeah, it's an illusion, or it's fake gold actually. And that's just so funny. If just talk to your players, but no, Wizards of the Coast.
Oh,
I mean,
big adamantium doors. Yeah.
Yeah, the adamantium doors. It's like, no. It's like, those are fake adamantium, actually. And it's like that just inadvertently makes it like, you know, make your
canonical. They stole the doors so often. This one, you know what? I'm not putting in real doors anymore.
Oh, the pyrite is actually worth a lot, so let's take it.
Nice. Yeah, I need to watch that whole video, but it's still like deeply funny to me. Of just like, just talk to your players, and then like TSR and Wizard of the Coast going, no, we will never suggest an open dialogue between the players and the DM. How dare you suggest
the DM must be rivals for all eternity.
Gygax made the Team of Horrors as a punishment to players. Gygax!
Gygax, to be fair, he also sucks and would probably never talk to his players about anything. He'd rather die than like...
Well,
and so he did.
Yeah? Like, you know, it's so, like, just talk to your players about, like, hey, we're trying to run an adventure here, and, like, please tell me, IRL, you do not just steal copper from, like, the insides of people's walls, right? like, even Shadowrun, which is about, like, desperate people trying to, you know, do, like, basically freelance mercenary work, right, for, like, gangs, you know, businesses, whatever. Like, they're, like, you know, you would find stories where they're just, like, stealing copper from the walls, like D&D adventures would. It's just deeply funny. That, like, because,
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, like, yeah, Delicious in Dungeon straight up has that as a plot point that the upper floors of the dungeon used to be lined with gold, and there's literally like entire crews of gold peelers who go into dungeons and peel all the gold off the walls. And
Yeah.
that's all they do. It's like, that's the easiest, like, that's the low risk money that you can get from the top floors of a dungeon, and then they just strip mine all of that out, and so like the Golden Kingdom has just been strip mined for gold, and then you
Yeah.
just see people getting like increasingly desperate, going down into the dungeon to try and find the money.
Yeah.
And that's probably a metaphor for quite a few things there.
Yeah, it's so good.
Yeah.
Of the fact that the dungeon will just keep putting gold in like gilding gold in places so that people want to go there. And like, oh, like now I'll try going there, and then eventually, the gold will run out. So if you really want the big money, you need to go deeper. You need to go deeper. And it's like, yeah, that rules. That it's like, there's so many good stuff in there, but it's also very obvious. Not in a bad way, just like that. I'm blanking on her name, but like the author really loves old D&D, and like she's talked about, like she loves old, like a whole bunch of like CRPGs, and used to play Baldur's Gate a lot, and Wizardry and Ultima and stuff like that. And Enter the Z, just a quote from the Tomb of Horrors: "If the party runs out, ask them if they thought it was too hard a dungeon." Yeah. Then again, I feel like that's something Gary Gygax would say for like any dungeon. To be honest, like I must remind people that in the first edition of Advanced D&D, which is not the original version of D&D, which is confusing, but they did that for marketing reasons. If you wanted a spell scroll for just, hey, I would like to cast Magic Missile or Identify 1 extra time per day, it's like a whole thing, and you can like accidentally make like a cursed one, and you would have no idea you made a cursed scroll, and it could kill you in 4 different ways. 2 of them being you get teleported somewhere random. One of the teleportation is within 1,000 miles in any direction, or the other is you're teleported to a whole different planet. Like, you can just be teleported literally anywhere. Like, sorry, you go straight to hell because you try to cast Magic Missile 1 extra time per day.
Scroll of Isekai. Oh, there's another fireball trap.
Yeah. God, yeah. The Scroll of Isekai.
What?
No, AD&D, Enter Z, AD&D was 2E, wasn't it? There was 2 editions of AD&D. Because the original was basically an add-on for the game Chivalry. Wait, no. Yeah, Chivalry.
Chainmail.
Chainmail, okay.
Chainmail, yeah.
Chainmail was the original war game, and then there was a fantasy add-on called Chivalry, which then had the add-on for the very, very original Dungeons & Dragons. And then later, it became its own game. Well, it became 2 games, because there was Advanced Dungeons & Dragons, and as the name suggests, maybe, there was Dungeons & Dragons Basic Edition, which only went up to level 5, but then had its own add-ons and was developed separately from AD&D, and that's a whole other story, and which is bonkers as hell that they were like, oh, we need to make 2 different versions of this game, and like the basic only went up to 5th level to try to make it simpler so that like people with their family can play with their families and stuff. But again, it did have its own separate like development and its own separate setting actually than basic setting than like advanced version, which is fucking nuts. Why would they do this? Like, that's so much extra effort on their part. That it had its own setting and everything. Oh, scroll?
Cure disease.
Hooray. God, fucking TSR. It's still so bonkers thinking about, like, imagining, like, okay, we need 2 separate game lines of the same game. And then it's like, you know, one's like started as the basic edition, and it's like, what if we add on to it though? And it kind of developed into its own thing. And if you ask people old enough about it, like, you'll be like, oh no, they should have stuck with like the basic edition, and like, you know, with that like line compared to the AD&D. Which is so silly. Like, why did they do it like that? Like, you know, I use this meme a lot sometimes, but like, you know, the whole "are they stupid or something?" Because like, that's so much extra work. Like, you know, at least for you know, White Wolf Publishing, when they were like, hey, we're gonna have all these different games in the World of Darkness setting. At least they're like, you know, about different things, you know, like Vampire the Masquerade, Mage the Ascension, Werewolf the
Apocalypse.
I forget that, the Apocalypse.
Yeah.
What's, I know there's a lot more. There's a Mummy one.
Oh, the mummy one is interesting.
Called
'cause-
Mummies Alive. Google it.
The mummy one is interesting because mummies are super over OP.
Oh, that's funny. That's so good. I mean, I guess that makes sense. 'Cause I guess they would go with like what, your pharaohs or something, right? Or like important people of the past.
Mummy the Resurrection?
No, well, maybe. God, I know there's also a demon
It's
one,
too... Yeah.
and then the wraith.
Oh, demon.
Uh,
Demon the Fallen.
yeah. God, what was the wraith one? You place either sad ghost
Wraith
or
the Oblivion.
late Wraith the Oblivion, which is a whole wild, like the full setting is absolutely fucking nuts because it's like easily, like you can have a game that I would imagine being made today by like, if like, hey, you play as like sad ghost that are like, you know, you're still anchored to the world of the living and to this weird like afterlife, and you know, where you get to be sad and think about like what you meant to people, and like, should I still haunt my family so that they still think about me and like keep my anchors around so that I can keep persisting in this, like, in this weird afterlife, or should I let them like finally let go of me so that they can move on, right? Like, you know, like you can be like really existential and like melodramatic in that fun way, but then also there's the whole rest of the setting is gothic punk D&D adventures in the weirdest way, and also there's a kaiju that is literally described similar to Godzilla, like, as part of the setting for some reason, and it's like, oh, yeah, because I saw someone like William SRD describe like, oh, the setting that you can't play. I'm like, come on, there can't be a setting that like no one can play. Then I saw the full video about the whole like setting, and I'm like, okay, know what? He may be right actually, because I cannot imagine doing both. I can only imagine like splitting it off into like one or the other, but then having like the whole, you can be sad ghosts and like, you know, with like existential dread and like memento mori and all that. But also you can get recruited into the Ghost War. God forbid you get recruited into the Skeleton War. But like,
your skeleton and your ghost get recruited into opposite sides of the same war, and you don't
Yeah.
realize it at first. Like, you don't have a high enough like connection to your own body.
yeah,
Then you have to decide what side are you really on.
that's so good. Also, Andrew the Z in chat, Cecil Adams of The Straight Dope thought AD&D was too complicated math-wise to be satanic. God, that's so
Oh.
funny to me.
Did I mention on stream that like there's someone handing out track in the town center last week.
Yeah.
Didn't see them this week, and it wasn't the D&D one, it was the Halloween one. But, you know, still wild to see those, you know?
Oh yeah, especially since like they would have to be imported to the UK.
Oh yeah, they
I mean,
are.
then again, I know that you can actually like. I think there's like a website. I don't know if it's still functional.
There is
but,
a
like,
website where you can order them from. That was on the back page of it.
God.
I didn't hold on to one. Maybe I should have. But yeah.
Yeah.
D&D one is funny because it says that spells are real, but you have to be like 8th level to cast them.
No.
Yeah.
You can cast them in the game at any time. You need to be 8th level to cast them in real life.
Yeah, I think that's what.
It's like the difference between simplified D&D and advanced D&D, you know?
God.
Yeah. God.
Yeah, basic has clerics not be able to use spells until 2nd level.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is really funny.
Exactly. Like basic D&D, that's not the one that you get satanic powers for.
Scroll of Light.
Anyway, my pitch for World of Darkness setting is like, so it's like one where all the players are like, you play as witches, right?
Yeah.
And each of them is searching for a cat in the owl.
God.
I
The
dropped
fucking-
the mic.
He dropped the mic.
This is what happens when you find a cat in the Alps.
God. That fucking post is evergreen.
See, I was wondering how long to string that out for, like describing a game that doesn't exist. Like, oh yeah, so you're a witch, and like you choose from each, like all these different, like, yeah, your class is actually determined by what type of familiar you have, and the main quest for witches who have cats as their familiar is you have to find them in the Alps. And I just went, nah, just skip to the end.
God. Goodness.
Witches in Pathfinder 2nd editions have special stuff relating to their familiars, and it does, like, determine some stuff.
Oh yeah.
Or 2nd edition remaster.
Yeah, I love that for them. Because it's... I haven't looked too much into it recently, but yeah. I'm glad Pathfinder did the remaster for stuff, and love pet classes, where you get, like, you go a little familiar. You just get a little guy. And that's always fun in tabletop RPGs. Though it's still deeply funny to me, thinking about, like, 5th edition for a second, where the ranger, like, in the first printing of the game, like, if you wanted to do the whole, you have a ranger pet that helps you fight, it was absolutely completely busted, as in it didn't really work at all in the original printing, until they did an errata to actually make it functional, which is always fun. But also, it's like, you know, if your cool special animal friend dies, you can just get a new one, which is, like, really funny to me. And it's like, you know, especially with, like, D&D having, like, oh, rangers are attuned with, like, the natural world and the magic of nature. And then, like, no, you just get a new one. You just train a new little animal companion.
So I said to her, it sounds like you're feeding familiars to dragons. And she started crying.
God. Yeah. Goodness.
So the clocks go back question mark have gone back already? I should actually check whether or not they have gone back already, because I don't actually know what time it is right now. Daylight savings time.
Slept for 29 hours, 30 minutes.
Yeah. God, I wish that was me. I do still have that old Baldur's Gate 2 screen cap where I accidentally slept for 3 months.
God. And you... go ahead.
Go ahead.
And you labeled it when you don't have a cleric in your party?
See, I didn't have a cleric in my party. The thing is, the context missing from that is, like, I was doing a solo run that was in Spellhold, and that was me going, oh, I'll just rest up and get my spells back. And, like, skipped past all of the, like, God, I was playing with the mods that had added all the, like, extra Bodhi fights. Bodhi? God, I hate that. The vampire lady, anyway, like, where she goes into the asylum maze to fight you at different times if you take too long to go through it. So I kind of got, like, the last one of those immediately.
Oh my god.
Which is supposed to be, like, the toughest fight in the game up to that point. Of course, being that I was on a solo run, I was, like, level 40 or something stupid. I think I just obliterated her in one turn. I was extremely well rested.
God.
Just running back and forth.
Yeah? Just, you know, it has zoomies.
Rat zoomies.
Yeah?
Ah, crap.
Oh, 31 days and 16 hours, apparently.
Wow.
And it's like, God, I wish that was me.
Also, did your character have, like, ability, like, damage or something? Why?
Oh no, I just had no healing spells, and you just, like, recover 1 hit point for resting 8 hours if you don't have those.
Oh my god!
And I was playing as a, again, like, level 40 or so fighter made feat, and I had, like, just a couple of hit points left. I don't think it was actually level 40, but it was, like, I had epic level skills at that point.
Yeah?
Because I was doing a solo playthrough of Baldur's Gate 2, so I had a lot of experience points.
Goodness.
And anyway, I should just chug, like, a potion of healing, and that would have, you know, healed up most of it. And it's like, no, you are going to heal 1 hit point every 8 hours.
Oh my
Therefore,
god.
3 hit points a day. Therefore, 93 plus 2, 95 hit points.
That's...
Which isn't an unreasonable amount for, like, a level 20 or so character to have.
Yeah?
Like, it's entirely possible to have, like, well over 100 hit points at that level.
Yeah?
But because I didn't have a cleric in the party, and because I had forgotten to heal, because why would I expect that to be a problem?
God.
Yeah, I forgot rest until heal was on. and it's just absurd how long it takes to heal that. It's a lot of little things adding up to make this absurd situation where I was in the middle of this, cruel, wizard asylum where the inmates are tortured. I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna lie down here for 31 days, completely undisturbed. When I wake up, a vampire will be chasing me, but I can one-shot her.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Goodness. Video games. Also just game design, because that's so wild. Like, I remember reading in 3rd edition where it's like, oh, you recover, your current level in hit points per, I think maybe... Is it 8 hours? It's like some hours of sleep, and I'm like, man, I bet that takes forever. And like, oh, that's the better version from the previous edition, which was just a hit point, no matter your level, per every 8 hours of rest. Because I'm like, Christ, I still remember poking. I should maybe try playing it more? Question mark. The CRPG for Temple Elemental Evil. Where I got hit by some spiders that reduced my strength or whatever, and that several other party members, and it's like, oh, let's rest at an inn for a night, and rest until healed. I'm like, okay, and I only paid the 1 gold for the single night at the inn for my whole party, and it's like, oh, you rested for almost 16 whole days. I'm like, what? And did I get charged for all that? And
you're just squatting in the inn.
I just squatting in the inn.
Yeah, they can't make you leave because you out-level the innkeeper.
Yeah. I actually have levels compared to the innkeeper, so it's just
he's a level 1 innkeeper. He's not gonna be able to he doesn't even have an actual character class.
I mean, he doesn't even have levels. NPCs don't really just basic NPCs don't really have levels even.
Also, just I was right. You get 1 hit point back for every 8 hours rested. So yeah, I did have about 100 hit points that I was mostly missing.
What's funny is the plot in the first 2 games basically gives you 2 castings of Cure Light Wounds, I think.
Yeah, but you don't automatically use them because they're not actually spells. They're spell-like abilities. And so they're not automatically cast when you rest.
Oh my god, that's so dumb.
And so, again, resting for 31 days in a row to get points back.
I'm now reminded of when I tried, maybe at some point I'll revisit it, Pathfinder Kingmaker, the CRPG, and just I'm in the first dungeon, the first actual dungeon of the game, where it's a small cave system, I mean, it's kind of big cave system, where there's a whole bunch of giant spiders and giant centipedes that will damage your strength and dexterity, right? And I'm just and all my frontline fighters are are missing a whole bunch of strength and dexterity. I'm like, okay, I need a rest. And then I see the option hey, do you want to rest until you're completely healed up of your disability, of the ability score damage? And I'm like, yeah, sure. And I rest for 14 days in a row, and I immediately lose the game because oh no, something happened, and now because you spent too long on this, something terrible.
It's a cat, isn't it?
Oh, okay, yeah.
Okay.
No, it's not the cat. It's OBS just went out for a second, but it's back.
Right.
It's back.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
Yeah, so continue.
But yeah, so Pathfinder Kingmaker is hey, sorry, you lost the game, and also you've lost Pathfinder Kingmaker because you rested for too long. But it's hey, there's already a timer, but it's for 90 days to dispose of a bandit lord. so that like your character can try to become a king of like a region, right? Like because like a monarch in a neighboring like region wants you to take the throne, like to take control there as an allied like monarch, like just any adventurer willing to go for this challenge, like we'll support you in this because like the region beyond that is very hostile to them, so they're like, hey, we want you to control this borderland and we'll be allies so that like these other assholes don't move in. Got it? Cool. Right? So it's like there's already a in-game time, like a deadline of like, hey, you have to do this by this amount of days. So I'm like, okay, 90 days seems like plenty. Like I'll like yeah. So it's like I cannot emphasize enough. I was at the first dungeon of the game and I still had like over 80 days left. And the game's like, oh, sorry, you spent too long. And I'm like, what do you mean there's a secondary timer that you never told me about? And so I had to sleep to like my frontline fighters couldn't do anything because they were completely screwed over by giant bugs.
Oh no, that's
like,
that's not what I wanted. That's not what I wanted.
oh god.
Yeah, this is better.
Yeah. So it's just like that was the rudest thing ever of not only resting for so many days, but then also just losing. I just lost. I had to reload because you like actually there's a secret timer here and you just your campaign's over actually. Oh, and Andrew the Z, was this video game Kingmaker or tabletop? This was the video game of Kingmaker. Like, it just has a secret timer when you get to the first dungeon. That I guess you have to clear it soon enough, or else you just lose. And it's just like so rude because it's like, hey, you openly tell me that I have 90 days to dispose of a bandit lord. Like, why not tell me like, oh, you have so much time to do this? Because it's like at that part of the game, some shitty guy betrayed the expedition force trying to dispose the bandit lord, and he's trying to get like some like ancient artifact or something. And you could just say like, hey, you have this much time to go into the caves and like fight him or something, but it doesn't. And Andrew, this is what mods are for. Like, no, yeah, I know if I ever revisit that game, I do have to download a mod because there's one spell that there's I think at least one spell that's supposed to help with like with several debuffs, but it doesn't work. Oddly enough, it does work for being petrified somehow, even though the spell's not really supposed to stop that. It just does, but it's like, or it might be able to. It's weird. But yeah, Kingmaker is a really cool game in theory, but also kind of a mess because it's like, hey, there's an in-game thing to help you pick what class options you should pick up, right? But it's like every class, like, hey, your cleric should absolutely get a favored weapon. You should absolutely just invest hardcore in a single weapon. Hey, your bard? Your bard should also get favored weapon, actually. And it's just like, come on, you can't just, like, please, why would you tell me to just get that feat on every class? Like, surely, like, hey, like, my cleric does not need that. Like, get out of here. Andrew the Z, Bag of Tricks had fixed that. Oh yeah, I've heard of. I was looking at mods at one point. Yeah, that is a group of mods, I think. I ran that into Wrath of Righteous. Oh, nice. I want to try that at some point, but I also heard that game is also rude. In D&D 3.5e and Pathfinder First Edition, which that game runs in, more or less. You fight a lot of demons in what they call Wrath of the Righteous, and a lot of demons and devils or whatever can have some pretty strong resistances or straight up immunities to some elements. So it's like there's just some spells that just aren't as good until you get like a mythic a feat that allows you to like ignore like elemental immunities,
Alright.
which is nuts.
The symbol. I thank you for its service. Now it is my task to open my heart, to return to the ways of faith and spirit. And darkness within. But first, allow me to open for you a chamber whose well-concealed bounty will become your fruit.
He finds it funny. Ooh.
It's good to laugh.
Ooh, adamantite chain helm. Chain cough.
Coif.
Coif. Arrow of slay undead.
Arrow of Slay. Paladin's Dagger. For all that backstabbing paladins do.
Such a shrewdly crafted blade. Ah, 'tis honor for any to hold this piece of cunning art. A paladin's sword if I ever saw one. Improved identify. +3. Very nice. And the +2 dagger. Also great. And these are normal, but good. Well, did the Paladin's quest.
Yep. Yeah, it turns out that actually, yeah, in Baldur's Gate 2, I did have the Cure Light Wounds ability. And that should have been automatically used when I rested, except that is the literal first opportunity you have to rest after losing that ability.
Oh.
You get the Slayer transformation just a bit afterwards. You know, it's the part where you lose your soul. These things happen in Baldur's Gate.
Just rested in the inn. Not a big deal.
Yeah, just resting in, you'll grow a new one.
Just a second after our lights. Okay,
Hi.
I'm back.
A dinosaur story. Gone?
That movie's weird.
It's
But-
very weird.
Yeah, but also the Tom and Jerry movie is very strange.
Now I really liked it as a kid. I don't know how it holds up now. But like, you know, it was like a pretty good for like a kids movie as when I was a kid. So like, you know, I appreciate it. So yeah, just like having. No, that said though, it was really weird of just having them, of kind of being like a more normal cartoon like movie. What I mean is like, you know, having them talk and like having to save some kid or whatever, instead of like just you know, a bit extended of normal Tom and Jerry tomfoolery or whatever.
Yeah. Like, movie after that would just have them not talk and basically be an extended Tom and Jerry thing.
Yeah. But yeah, looking back, I can kind of appreciate like the voices that they had for both Tom and Jerry. Like, yeah, like that would have felt appropriate. And also, it brought us that good like clip of the one guy who's like, money or whatever.
Got to have,
You have
money.
Yeah, that guy.
He has a whole song.
Yeah.
That isn't even quite the right tone of voice. You've got to have money.
We've,
You know the one.
Yeah.
yeah, it's Tony J voicing him. We've got to have money.
We've got to have Tony J.
God. No, God, I got reminded while looking at Tom and Jerry gifs on Discord, seeing some of the Chuck Jones, Tom and Jerry, and just like, man, I still think about the really fucked up one where like Jerry and some other mouse try to make Tom Tom's like just trying to sleep, but like Jerry and some other mouse are trying to literally gaslight Tom into thinking that he's trying to kill himself in his sleep. And it's like, that's the joke. Like, and it's like, the fuck? That's so dark. Because,
Yeah,
like,
but-
literally, they put a gun in his hand, pointed towards his head, and it just barely misses, like, the top, and, like, took off some
Yeah.
fur in cartoony comedic fashion. But, like, he's actually terrified. He's, like, actually horrified the whole, like, episode until he finds out what's happening. But it's like, the fuck is up?
Because I thought you were talking about a different one where Tom is supposed to watch this guy sleep and not let anyone wake him up, and then Jerry and I forget his name.
Oh yeah, the little mouse, where it's like, you know, the Three Musketeers-esque episodes, right?
Yeah.
Where it's like where Tom
And
is
the
like
Musketeers.
Musketeers, where Tom is like, you know, in the French army or whatever, and it's like, hey, you know, like the great, you know, like the church or whatever, where it's like, hey, you better not let anyone fucking wake me up, or I'll have you executed. And then Tom and not Tom, but Jerry and the little mouse, I forget his name, are like, they're like, let us wake up this guy and get Tom executed. But no, I'm talking about the other one, where it's just they're just chilling in a home, and like Tom's just like resting in like a comforter or whatever, and like Tom and some other like unnamed mouse are like, he, we're gonna gaslight this guy, and like put a gun in his hand and point it at his head, and so it barely misses, and he thinks he's trying to kill himself in his sleep. Yuck. And it's like, what was up with that? That's so fucked up.
Yeah, a lot of episodes were just kind of questionable.
Yeah, like some, you know, more like cartoony violence, especially, you know, considering that like cartoons like in like the, you know, 40s, 50s, and such, were like, you know, it was shown in like whole movie theaters, and they had like really big budgets for them and everything. Where it's like something goofy, like Tom putting a shotgun through a mouse hole, and the barrel like it gets curved and points out like back out through the wall towards him, and it's just like it just pulls the trigger without noticing. Like, you know, that's normal cartoony violence at the time, but just like, oh no, like Tom is trying to gaslight or Jerry's trying to gaslight Tom into thinking he's trying to like kill himself in his sleep, and like Tom is genuinely horrified, and not even like cartoony levels, like you know, panicking, freaking out or anything. And it's like, that was so weird. Like Chuck Jones, why? What was up with that?
They seem to also make a remake of the one I was talking about, where instead of letting Tom get executed, they just make the guy go back to sleep before he does so.
Oh my god, that's funny.
And then the episode where Tom seems to die and like is almost put into cat hell and has to get like a written thing from Jerry to not get put in there. But then it turns out to be a dream, but it was pretty messed up even when was.
God, I remember that one, but yeah, that one was more like. I think that one was also kind of like a clip episode where it's like he is being judged and like the angel judging him was like, "Hey, you were so mean to this little mouse. Like, sorry, you need to ask him for forgiveness, or else you're going to cat hell, loser." Yeah, that one, like, that was pretty fine, but like, you know, still silly. Also, God, there's some fun Tom and Jerry gifs. I mean, then again, Tom and Jerry was just really fun. Like Tom and the Butch, I think that was the name of the black cat. Just like,
Yeah,
you know,
the Butch.
Yeah.
I think that's the name of the dog.
Oh no, it's Tom and Jerry. There might have been multiple characters named Butch, to be honest.
Multiple butches.
Multiple Butches in your area. Call now. I wish.
Oh, a guy.
Oh, Andrew, does he hear the mouse? Oh.
Yet you may not be alone. The other dangers lurk here unseen. Arrogant wolfish. Huh. That's funny. Fable also has... the first Fable also has, like... Guy gets infected by a werewolf. But it's like by an albino version. Who's the progenitor. And you have to kill it to cure the disease.
Huh, then I guess they must got inspiration from this.
There's probably like some mythology.
I mean, maybe, or like, but you know, it could have just been like something they got from this.
Okay, well we have to kill the albino and cure this guy.
Yeah. God, Sorry, just now thinking about, like, since you mentioned, like, oh, maybe it's a mythological thing, which does remind me of, like, there is a lot of weird folklore around the world, unfortunately, about, like, people who have, like, you know, like, oh, someone like albino or something, or, like, twins, even, or maybe they have extra fingers. It's, like, it's fucked up, and they're the Fae, actually.
You join us in our tour?
Safety's sake, I laugh at you. Yet I am here because I have not found the path which will allow me within the caverns. Should I trust you? I have but one goal. To leave this malodorous and filthy land. Somewhere in those subterranean passages lies a portal. Where it will take me, I know not. But if you help me reach it, yes, I will join you.
I think we have to take her for the next part for the dungeon.
I can tell you my camp has been watched for some time now. The sense I get is of some authority, some prevailing interest which is determined to observe my progress. I wouldn't be surprised if we encountered someone in the caverns. Perhaps one of the Burgomaster's men.
Burgermeister mentioned.
Strange to say, but I've enjoyed our restless wandering time together. Perhaps we'll meet again and continue the adventure. But for today, enough will be enough. Should you need me again, come to Barovia and look for whatever place I've found to call my home.
Yeah. Immergard, whether
God, go ahead.
Oh, wait, this is your character. Whether given grudgingly or not, your assistance is welcome. One thing appears true, we shall not find our way through the portal in the caverns without you, alive and well, at our sides. Okay, yeah, I think you. Normal chainmail. Oh, and quarterstaffs. Quarterstaffs allow her to attack from the back. Cure light wounds, that's meh.
Nice.
What is her class? Cleric. Okay. Just cleric. And my cat's here. She's purred.
No. That's precious.
Yeah. Ah, more bats. Yes. Rested in this guy's house for 25 hours.
God.
Barges into your house and then passes out for a whole day. These freaking bats. You're jerks! All of you.
I love that the bats sound like, they have, like, some, like, I forgot the name of it, but, like, you know, the wooden sticks that you hit together to, like, as, like, an instrument sort of deal. Like, sometimes it sounds, like, there's something making that sort of noise of, like, wood bumping against wood. I don't know what it is.
The wooden gargoyle. No.
Wooden gargoyles?
Anyway.
There's the entrance. Actually, no. Not yet. No, I said no! Aw, dang it. Accidentally slept.
Oh my god.
What are her spells? Cause light wounds.
Neat.
More blesses.
No, I'll be right back. I should probably grab a snack or something.
Hold persons. Yeah, another. No, another hold person would be good. Prayers. Maybe move paralysis. Oh, apparently the quest will fail if we don't bring the Irregard.
Okay.
Or it won't work if we don't bring her anyway.
Yeah.
And I know for a fact we have to bring this guy as well. Whoa! Spinner.
Spinner.
It got a back.
Yeah. He had Spinner in these kind of games like all the time. Like any grid-based dungeon crawler all the time just has a ton of them. Just getting naked in front of this man.
Deal with you in a sec.
Yeah.
You just have to strip down first. Oh, wait, I could probably put the potions in here. There we go. Why are you about this dark artery beef Ilvis?
Because so few dare to venture here does not make us friends. I am neither your friend nor your enemy, but I may be willing to bargain. See, I know you, or know of you. I share your goals. You can, as it were, trust me. As we wander these caverns together, you will come to know me as a man of constant resolution. One well suited to become your partner.
These caverns. Have you encountered anything
The
unusual?
existence of the caverns themselves, lying beneath the dark Ifrits, is unusual. For my part, I am seeking a portal of sorts, rumored to exist. Thieves may use it to travel between Ravenloft and a kingdom known as Elturel. If true, their back and forth wanderings bring untaxed wealth into the land. As an agent of the Burgomaster, I must join your band to assure that you are not so engaged.
You know your
One
way
might
about.
toss coins into Lake Zarovich and speak freely in this harsh, unblinking world of ours. Still, having met you here, there may be some good we can do for one another. I posit you this case. Allow this stranger you've met in the caverns to join you, under close watch if necessary, and I will reveal my knowledge when it seems profitable. I insist.
Okay.
Your courage, too, has not gone unnoticed. At first I believed you a thief, or worse, but your manner reveals otherwise. It is well that I have met you, and perhaps as we travel together, our separate purposes will become one. We can talk and learn much of one another's plans.
Well, if
What?
you're taking on another hand, I see an opportunity for a nap and a warm meal. All this chasing about has my feet as numb as horses' hooves. Should you wish to seek me out again, come to my home in Barovia, for there I'll be.
Okay, he has plate mail. That's pretty good. Have the cough. Ring. Shield. Oh, yeah. And what is his stats? A fighter. Not as good as the other
The
guy.
fighter.
Yeah. Not as good as the other guy. He doesn't have percentile. Or exceptional strength. Oh, also... Yeah, Yeah, here's like encumbrance. Thankfully, the characters I made take a while to get encumbered. Okay.
Yes, these unfathomably powerful superwomen that you've conjured into being. The game just lets you do that.
Sure does. In fact, I really don't need the chainmail anymore. Not the leather armor. Or helm. Oh, I guess she can wear one of the... Doesn't really need to. Light encumbrance. And this I also don't need. Okay, second dungeon. Well, there's another swirly portal thing. Okay, this is a pretty big one. This is the first non-optional dungeon. Oh, there's... Oh! Well, I guess it got killed by the trap. Where was... Oh, this guy's... Yeah, this guy's the highest level guy we have so far. Okay, there's that. Pouch! Carry 4 stuffs. Well, this dagger is actually not that useful. Improved identify and light. Ah, damn it. Potion of speed. short sword. Oh, that's sling. Halberd. Can this character use the halberd? They can. That's normal. Also, the short sword. So great. Now both of my backlighters can attack from the back. Oh. Rope. Skeleton.
Yeah. Uh-oh, the Bone Bros are attacking.
Okay, these aren't... Okay.
I'll be back in a few minutes.
Oh, huh. A bunch of stuff. Bronze plate. Oh, you're getting... bronze gear. This stuff any good? Yes! Better than chainmail. Bronze plate. More maces. Shield. Starting to encumber. Guess I don't really need the space. Oh yeah, that's better. Okay, buddy, stop screaming. Oh, a switch. Oh boy. Oh boy. Ah. Just happened to save right on the line of when the lightning shoots. Oh! Instant kill the skeleton. Whoa. These creeper vines, they're just
Creeper. Oh man. Yeah. What are you doing?
Oh, getting hit by lightning apparently. Zzz. Oh? More skeletons. What was that clang? Someone level up? No. I don't know what's up with the swirlies. Oh. Huh. Yeah, the skeletons take minimal damage from sharp weapons, so that's why the halberd isn't doing much, but the detect undead. Sure, why not? Dagger throwing, hello! This is a boom. This is basically a boomerang.
Yeah, dagger that comes back, but they named it after the thing every dagger can do.
Bracers of protection. Wonder if they're better than the current ones. Does this have... It has a slot. And this Mage's Journal. Okay. Ravenloft. She who clutches her children so tightly, none may ever lead the dread sorrow of her skies. No, allow me to take back those words. Seeing them in writing, I know they are but bitter reminders of my own failures. To be sure, Ravenloft is difficult to escape. A few portals exist. Of that I remain convinced. Exits as uncommon as the one-way gates which sometimes lure newcomers into our land. I once saw a rare raven beneath the full moon of a certain month but the shining, hollowed circle which appeared lay above me at the pinnacle of a rocky crag. By the time I climbed the distance, it had vanished. It opened once, then disappeared forever. Many another ritual, including gifts of blood, have sputtered and failed in the same manner, leaving me bitter but with enough heart to continue my fevered search. Lifting the curse of Albion, acquiring Tamra's catalog of Outer Planes artifacts, finding the date of the great alignments of the southern stars, which of these future schemes holds the most promise. Huh. And that's it. Oops. Close that. Okay. Anything in here? No. What about... Oh, that looks like a hole. Oh, wait, that's the, like... Oh, dang it.
Haha, fell for the old lightning in the hole crap.
J Cavern Key. Oh! There's another skeleton, I can hear them.
You can hear the bones.
Okay. Ah, there's the skeleton. "21 hours. +2 dagger throwing. Bracers of protection. And no, they don't affect this person. Save. And then... Okay. Well, there's that lock earlier. Of course.
So, is this one of the D&D games in which lockpicks are functionally worthless? As in, they can only pick the locks that don't already have keys?
I think so. According to that guide I used, it seems to be.
Yeah, because there's a similar problem in Eye of the Beholder, which is any time that you like pick a lock, using lockpicks, it just doesn't give you the corresponding key for that anymore.
Huh.
So there's next to no use for it in the first game. In the second game, you can unlock like, what, 3 or 4 optional rooms with nothing really that important in them. And otherwise, you know, just generally feats aren't that good in those games.
Yeah, early D&D games have that problem.
Yeah. Which is why I was assuming it's a Gold Fox issue as well. Oh, the Bone Boys.
Oh, scroll. Ray's dead. Eh. West. Oh, I lost Skillies. Turn undead. That didn't work. Turn undead. No, actually, she's higher level, so with that... Oh, they are going away. Turn undead. Okay. A lot of skeletons. We might need that.
Sorry for being gone. Much longer than I thought, but there's family had some food ready, so I'm like, no, let's eat an actual meal instead of just grabbing a snack.
Oh, hey, this shows our buffs.
Oh, neat. Did y'all just automatically erase that skeleton man?
Well, I used the attacks.
Oh, okay, I didn't like see you press the attack. I just saw like I didn't see a damage number come up. Just sort of disappeared.
Someone is just screaming.
Yeah. Just not having a good time.
Rattle me bones!
Yippee. I'm checking Blue Sky real quick, and I'm like, I hope this person who follows me, who says that they're an artist, is actually an artist, and not just a bot.
Hello, I am a graphic designer. No, not you too.
Yeah?
Bone
Okay.
This
Bone
music's
golem.
getting annoying again.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's not good.
Yeah, I'm just...
Oh, level.
I can just mute the stream audio. Hooray!
Yeah, I gained a level.
Yippee.
Pray. Well, these don't drain levels, so maybe they paralyze? And you also have that, okay. Up the feet, oh right. Skeletons.
Ah,
No,
thankfully I was able to mute before sneezing. Would have been catastrophic. Huh? Also, it's funny, I got followed by some sort of VTuber pre-debuting, I think. But it's just funny seeing, like, you know, the name, or not the name, like the age, of, like, in the same line in the bio, of, like, age of, like, the character or whatever, of age 381 from, and it's in, like, brackets, like, age in brackets, and from, and it just says, like, the Union Jack. And, like, can you imagine being a vampire that old?
Yeah, that old and cursed and never leave Britain.
God.
Yeah?
Also, I got one of the fireballs. Be sure to hold on to those till for the end of the game.
Oh? For the
Yeah.
end.
Oh boy, that part.
I can't wait to see what that part is then.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh, you only slept for 29 hours, 40 minutes. You know, some light sleeping.
Yeah, just a
Which
light
God-
nap.
Listen,
Yeah,
some naps like that would fix me.
yeah. Fair. That's it. I'm happy with, like, how 4E and 5E just, like, look, you can just go to sleep for, like, 8 hours and gain back your energy. Instead of, like, oh, sorry, this adventure has to last for, like, 4 months because every 2 fights we get into, we have to pass out for like a whole business week to get back our energy.
I think it was fourth edition that introduced short rests, which wouldn't heal you as much, but would give you back some stuff.
Yep. You were allowed to use your healing charges while resting, and the kind of assumption is like, okay, when you're not really too active and it lasts for like 10 minutes, right? Because with the whole thing of your healing surges, like if you got healed for the most part, you would have to use a healing surge to get that energy back. But if you have none, I think the most you can get is like 1 HP. It kind of representing like your fighting spirit and will to move on. Where it's like if you just kind of burn through them real quick, then you're just gonna be miserable for like the rest until you take a long rest and recover them. But like, no, I like that idea of just especially in a fantasy setting where you can get stabbed in the stabbed by goblins and then like I'm dying. And like someone like heal you, back up the fighting spirit. Like the idea of like you can't just keep getting stabbed by goblins. Like eventually, your body and soul can only take so much punishment before you need like to rest, or else you're just gonna just be invisible or whatever. I'm like, no, I like that idea of like, you know, kind of tying it together, like, in setting in a way. Especially since 4E was the one that was like, hey, we're just gonna have epic levels built like directly into it. I was just like, you are becoming like some sort of epic, you know, powerful hero. Like that is much stronger than like a normal like human being.
Apparently, 5th edition doesn't have epic levels.
No, it does not at all. Instead, it has epic boons, which I'm like by the name, like, oh, you know, that sounds like it could be cool. But some of them are just like, hey, what if you can, what if like, hey, for a fighter, what if once per day you get a guaranteed hit? Wouldn't that be cool? And it's like that is, you know, neat, but it feels like only once per day. Like, you know, it doesn't like, you know, it feels like kind of like they're afraid to give you too much power, even for a thing of like, oh, you reached level 20 and there's no more levels. What if you got like a cool bonus instead? And it's like, well, it's better than nothing, but like, still not all that exciting. And I think no, let me look it up before I just directly smack talk. If I like, but I think some of them are just like, hey, what if you get to you know, cast a 3rd level spell for free or something? Like, let me God, where are they? Epic boons, that's what they're called. Epic boon. Alright, what's, fuck it, let's look up druid epic boons. Wait, what? Oh, this must be a new thing. Because I'm seeing it at like level 19, you get an epic boon, and I think that must be from... Oh yeah, because D&D had a sort of remaster thing, which I remember hearing about, partially because now every class gets a subclass choice at 3rd level, which is weird, because you could be a sorcerer and not know what your cool bloodline to get is the source of your power even is until 3rd level.
Yeah, apparently that was like a sort of fix for 3rd edition, and how like it was optimal to get 1st levels of a bunch of classes.
Well, but you can't really... I mean, but like that's not a problem in like 5th edition really, because if you multi-class too much, then you can't even really get ability score increases, because you only get that for 4 levels in a single class, not your total like levels overall. So it's like, you know, it really kind of forces you to multi-class into like one other class, or maybe 2 if you get some like wombo combo good enough to justify it. But like so like that's not even really an issue in 5th edition. But if anything, like, you know, they saw people complaining about like, oh, you know, some sorry, it's just like a lot of classes don't get to make any like choices in what their class is like until 3rd edition, until 3rd level, really. Like, you know, I think fighters at 1st level and some other martial classes at 2nd level get to be like, oh, you get a bonus to ranged attack rolls, or something, you know, like I forgot what they're called, but like, you know, like some bonus like that versus, you know, for fighting, which is kind of vital for them. But you don't really get to make a class choice of like, oh, I'm gonna be this kind of fighter or this kind of rogue or whatever until 3rd level. And instead of being like, hey, what if everyone gets an option get some sort of bonus at first level. Well, maybe not fighter, but like, you know, get something, right, to help define your character or open up possibilities, like, narratively for like what kind of like character you are. Because like before this sort of remaster, like I was playing a short campaign that went up to 3rd level, and I'm like, oh, there's an option for like a rogue with psychic powers. I'm like, that sounds cool. It's called Soul Knife. But I'm like, nothing about my character says that I, like even implies that I would even have like psychic powers, and nothing in the dungeon that we've been doing would even like suggest I would like get psychic powers. So it feels weird, right? To just be like, oh, I
focus totality of your psionic might.
Yeah. And it's like,
sorry, comics thing.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Psylocke.
Psylocke.
But yeah,
It's
so
one of the weirdest catchphrases out there.
yeah, for real. But it's just kind of funny. It's like, oh yeah, you could just be like a psionic fighter, and it's like, but you don't get anything that at character creation that even hint that you have psionic powers, unless your like DM lets you pick a feat at first level. But if you don't get that, then it just feels weird. Which my suggestion would have been, if I was in that like boardroom or whatever, that meeting would have been like, just let everyone pick a feat at first level. Like, just give people a feat at first level. It's like not too broken or anything. You would just do that. But instead, look, no, everyone gets their subclass choice at like 3rd level, which is like, again, wait, what does that mean for clerics? Like, do they not have set in
They
stone
don't
what
believe in God until level 3.
Like, yeah, like, wait, what? And then warlocks, the whole thing is they make a pact with some powerful entity for power.
Reach
And it's
level 3, it's time for you to learn how to cast spells in real life.
yeah?
Oh, it must have been fighter that I got leveling. Yeah, fighter.
The fighter.
Yeah, not too far from the mage level though. Oops. Accidentally stripped myself.
James,
Whoa.
you keep doing this. It doesn't feel like an accident anymore.
That is to say, oh look, a lock! Rest. Oh, too many months.
Oh no.
A skeleton.
Yeah. A skeleton man. Suddenly the skeleton appears. But yeah, no, it's just so funny to me. It's just like, yeah, no, you don't know what pact you made with. You still have powers from them, though. It's like, okay. And it's like, just give everyone a feat at first level, and they would feel much better. Or give them some sort of choice to focus. Like, in case you have 2 fighters on the party, one could, can more easily focus and like, okay, this is what cool stuff I'm gonna try to go into. And then, that gets further supplemented by your, like, subclass at a later level. And, like, that'd be fine. That'd be, like, the easy way to do it. Right? And instead, it's like, no, everyone gets... Like, you finally get to figure out what your cool powers are from as a sorcerer or a warlock at 3rd level, somehow. And it's like, man, I haven't really been paying attention to what D&D's been doing because they laid off so many people, and all the evidence points to they've replaced, they hoped at least to replace them with like fucking AI bullshit. So I'm like, oh, fuck them, and fuck anyone like who is like any influencer who's championing them. And I'm like, oh, look at how cool the new D&D thing is, because I was following someone who talked about table RPGs and like some like criticizing D&D for various things like the Orientalism of past editions, and like, oh boy. But it's like seeing them like, oh, look at how cool the cover of the new D&D book is, and I'm like, man, this is right after they laid off some, like still like a month out since they laid off like so many people, and it's like no, like you know what, fuck this. But like hearing that from someone I follow on Twitter of just like yeah, it's just the third level thing. It's like man, that's such a mess. They really like are allergic of adding anything cool to their game, and that kind of respect that Wizard of the Coast have for it just kind of like didn't surprise me when at one point in time, or not one point in time, like it wasn't that long ago, it was this year, that they were gonna delete all the information of the 2013 version of the game. Just delete it off their website. That if you're legally buying, D&D 5th edition, right, like books from them, you're gonna get it from D&D Beyond, and they were gonna just delete all of it from the website until people yelled at them enough that they stopped. Why does that key hurt someone to open? It almost seems like they're yelling because you use the key.
Yeah, I don't know either. Ah, the bone guy. Okay, well, remove paralysis.
Oh god, that's so little health.
Cure light wounds. Oh yeah, there's no cure moderate wounds in this game. It's just light then serious.
Huh. Fascinating. Also, shout out to Mary's spell that she added in the guy naming chat of cure silly wounds.
Yeah. Listen, if you get hit by a pie in the face, you need to be able to heal that.
Oh yeah.
God, I remember in Portrait of Ruin, you get one of the sub weapons is pies, and they do dark damage.
God.
Which is stated in lore to be psychological damage. And
oh my god.
And yeah, there's a boss that is weak to it.
Yeah, I believe almost everything else in the game resists it because obviously they're all evil creatures, except there's just one guy who's weak to it.
Yeah. I think he just has a phobia of pies.
Yeah?